Welcome back, guys, to the channel. We got a hodgepodge of things to do today, so stick around. We'll find something interesting. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back, guys. Good to see you again. I've missed all of you, and it's been a couple of days since we made a video, especially a regular video. We did the live not too long ago, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope some of you have checked out the website for the hats and t-shirts and what have you. Hope everybody, I'd like to support Allison as much as I can. I'm glad I was able to find her, and I'll probably mention it in videos from here on out. Not every time, but maybe every other video or something. So I gotta get this area right here cleaned up a little bit. I got to get these chairs so we can get that bush hog right back in here. So we're going to get the bush hog washed, unhooked. I want to show you some Jimmy Red. It's blowed down a little bit from the storm we had yesterday, and we want to try to get ready to start working on what we call the racetrack garden. So I figured the worst case scenario with that, let's say I don't use that garden. The worst case scenario is I flatten my yard out, which has been terrible, and it almost, honest to goodness, almost twists the frame of my lawnmower when I go over those hills and stuff. So, you know, it ain't gonna hurt it to flatten it out and get it back level, but we're gonna try to do it all with the 140. I think we can. We won't be able to move a lot of dirt at one time, but that won't be today. That'll be in the video, hopefully the next video. I'll try to film it this week. We're headed to the beach, to the Outer Banks, and that's in a couple days. So between that, the Outer Banks, and work in Charlotte, we might be a little bit long on some videos. It may be 4 or 5 days in between videos, maybe even 6, but that's okay. I know you guys, you'll be around, and we'll get cranked back up. But I do want to do a couple things here, so let's kind of move this grill out of the way. Try to keep the bush hog in the shed. I'm telling you, I'm running out of valuable real estate here. You would think, oh man, you know, this shed is plenty big enough. But it's just not the case. So story time why I'm moving this. You get ready to make a video, and you have to handle, I ain't gonna call it a problem, but you have to handle a situation with let's call it a XYZ carpet cleaning company. We all know who the XYZ carpet cleaning company is. There's only one major one. It's gonna get them to clean Will's carpet, and you put in the notes to call the alternate phone number, which is Leno, because Will works all day. Nobody ever looks at the notes. And it is frustrating of the type customer service you get. Will gets to the house. He gets an email saying they're going to leave if he ain't there in 10 minutes. Then he gets there, and it looks like the carpet's clean. And the folks in the headquarters, they don't even know the carpet's clean, so they don't even know what's going on. I just find it just so... I don't know, it just seems like customer service nowadays has just really gone downhill, but hopefully we'll be better with our channel. Let me move this black chair, the barber's chair, back over here. Most of those chairs right there we're going to take to the beach with us, so I got to put them in the RV anyway. Okay, so I guess if we don't want to block in this grill, we better move it. You know, guys, you've probably seen this thing sitting around. This is old barn wood right here. And this was an old gas grill that I converted to a charcoal grill years and years ago. And I had this thing right here specially made about a month ago. But as you can see, it's rusting up. And I really, because the grate that was in here, the grate that's in there, it just rotted. And but the only thing I really don't like is that rust So what we'll do, we're going to get our string out of the way. I guess we need to let this down. That sun's getting the back of that truck good. We had it up for the storm. Oh, come around here, Sammy. Let's show everybody. So all you guys, you know I did a video on making this. And the idea was to keep the sun off the back of this truck because in the evening times it hits. Now look at the color difference just a few months has made. This is the back side of this cloth. That's the front side of it. Man, which, you know, I knew being dark green like that, I knew it was going to obviously change colors, but goodness gracious, I didn't realize it was going to change that much color. So every time I look at that thing, roll it up, and I see that color change, I'm like, yeah, I just saved that off the back of my truck. Guys, I haven't mentioned this. We're gonna wash the bush hog in a minute. So let's open these packages up because this is part of the what I want to tell you. See if this is what I wanted. Yeah, that'll work. No, it's not sharp enough to cut that nylon. You're not too close, are you, son?
No.
Sammy's doing our filming. He is Sammy's lead camera guy now, guys. So we got some more straps. Row borer, I think. Workload limit 3,000 pounds per strap. So we got 4 of those. Why am I telling you that? Well, been talking to somebody about something, and I'm not going to give it away yet because I think we're going to make a video of it. But we got a very gracious surprise. And I say gracious for me and my family and Jtwes, the channel, coming up in August. We're going to make a trip in August and we're going to go pick up something. And I need straps to pick it up. And that's all we'll say now, just a little nugget. So we got some straps and come on around here, Sammy. We got some more straps. We have enough here. We have 4 here. And I got 4 more straps, 4 more chains, and I have 4 more dogs coming. I call them dogs, chain dogs. We got 4 more of them coming. And you'll have to wait till August to see the rest, but got us a trip. Let's get this water hose, guys. Cut it on. And you know what? We don't need this extra hose, Sammy. We can take it off. It's too long. I'm surprised you ain't took it off already. We hadn't had to do a lot of irrigating this year, guys, which is good. You just keep recording, Sammy. I will edit out. I may or may not edit out none of it. We're gonna see how good you are. I'll leave it like it is. All right, Let's go wash this bush off. All right, guys, we're gonna wash this bush hog off a little bit before we put it back. Before we do that, let's get some of this off of it. I'm sure grass is the reason why this thing is in the shape it's in now, as far as that rust. And yes, I do realize that that's seed from that field, but it can't be no more weeds than I got in my yard now. If I remember right, guys, there were quite a bit of little stuff on the tractor. Little flowers on here, right here. Little seeds. We'll probably take that grill off. Won't do it today, but we'll take that grill off and wash that radiator out for long. Okay, let's let that sit a minute, and we'll get that bush hog unhooked. We're over here to Jimmy Red, and Jimmy Red took a little heat yesterday. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to walk in here and I'll show you. So now, obviously guys, you got stalks like this, 12 foot tall, 10 foot tall, 12 foot. But Sammy, see if you can follow me in here. So what we got, come on in. Like this one, it's bent over and broke right there. And some of these right here, they're not broke, but they are bent. I don't know. Yeah, see, they're not going to stand back up too much. So it was we're going to leave them because, number one, I'm not running a combine through here, so I'm personally walking through these rows to pick the corn off. So we're going to let them stay like they are. It's just this little section right here, which was some of the, if you can see there, some of the tallest corn. I mean, it's got me in a jungle here. That's probably 13 feet tall, but it hit it and it blowed it. Sammy, come through here. I'll lift it up for you. Let's get them a look. So you can see, guys, get you up higher. I can get you up higher than Sammy. So we got that. And we got this over here. Hopefully this is coming out right. I'm lifting the camera up, guys. And so you can see it blew this right here pretty hard. But again, it's just, you know, it's so many, not too many plants, and we'll walk through here. It blew a little bit right here too. Come on, Sammy. Sammy's lost in the corn. All right, you can have it back. So it's, I think may have what hurt it a little bit. So I'm gonna take responsibility for a little bit of this blowdown. So you guys would probably look at it and say, you know, he must have had some pretty hard wind, that corn blew over. But I don't know if you remember when I planted this, I said that I borrowed a seed plate from a buddy of mine that actually I think put out a couple, 2, 3 seeds per hole when it really should have been one. So some of this corn is actually a little, what I call a little thin in the stalk. The stalk is not that big around, and that's what blew. If this is, we'll go up to that Hastings. That's something in my mouth. We'll go up to that Hastings. It didn't blow, and those stalks are about that big around because they're spread out a little bit. They don't have like this hole here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 stalks right there. It's a little thick, so the stalks are a little thin. A little bit of thick corn, thin stalks. There's a lesson to be there. But it's got a bunch of nitrogen under it, a lot of water. It'll make and do what our goal was this year, which is to have enough seed to plant a big field of Jimmy Red. So it should do that. And bonus, what I'm gonna show you over here is the corn that we left in the beans. There's enough corn over here to make up for this blow. All right, let's cut this fence off, and then we'll park the tractor in a little bit. I'll show you a little bit of the garden, because it's been about 2 weeks on this garden since I've updated it, and I'll be honest with you guys, 2 weeks is a lifetime when it comes to growing season, when it's growing good. Here's a nice Jimmy Red here making 2 ears, a lot bigger stalk. Here's one. Golly, this one right here, man, if that thing ain't 14 foot tall, I ain't standing here. I swear it is. But it's got a nice big stalk on it too. Nice big stalk on it. This one, she's going for the world record. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, 2. So this is why I was saying with this right here, I think we'll be okay as far as what we lose in the middle of that right there. We'll be okay. But here's the beans. Still beautiful beans, wonderful beans. Over here, show you some of these. Nice, I'll pull it off. Nice, wonderful bean. Now, me and Lino come back. I didn't film it Saturday. We picked another bushel basket. Thank y'all for letting me know the size of those baskets. We picked another bushel basket, and we picked 2 the first time, and it was 58 quarts. We picked a bushel Saturday, and it was 26 quarts. So we did another 26, so 58 and 26 is 6, 7, about what, 80 some quarts. So canned 80 some quarts of green beans this year. And I called a few people, asked them if they want some green beans, and they wasn't sure, and that's okay, because what we'll do now, because we're obviously going to wait for the corn to make. Corn's got to make before we do anything. And man, the sun, Sammy, come down a little bit. Let's get behind this pine tree. The corn's going to make, so we're going to wait for it to dry down, and by that time may have some nice seed. I would not hurt my feelings at all for all 3 of these rolls, 3.5 actually, to seed out in a nice big seed and have some seed on this. So it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all to put back, you know, a couple of 2-3 pounds of this seed for seed next year. So that's what we're going to do as of now. Unless somebody was to call me and say, hey, I'd love to have some of those green beans, but as of now, we're just going to let them seed out because a lot of them are going to got too big anyway. Let's walk across here and we'll intercept the lima beans. Here's a spot of lima beans that are the smaller lima beans. And I looked the other day and they're making some pods, and here they are. Little pod there, little pod there. We'll go ahead and sacrifice you one to show it. So now it's still paper thin, so it doesn't have a seed in it yet, but hold it up to the light there. That one's got 1, 2, 3. This one's got 3 in it, and they're just now forming. So I'm thinking these would be a couple weeks away. from having some seeds and ready to go. Here is the, goodness gracious. These 2 rolls right here, come down here, Sammy. These 2 rolls right here are the Food Lion lima beans, which was the giant lima beans. And I'm not sure they got pods on them yet, but they sure do got some vines on them if they don't have nothing else. I don't see no pods yet, guys, but they are all vined up and twisted around and every which way. Still making cucumbers, pretty good. And the okra. And over here, I was gonna see, guys, I thought I had a tomato here I could pull off and show you. Fence gets me every time. This is like the 2nd time on video that I've hit that fence. Here's a tomato over here. It's an ugly one. We can get it all. Sometimes German Johnsons do that. But that right there, as far as for canning, that's still perfect for canning. There's plenty of nice sandwich ones on here. These right here make nice sandwich tomatoes. That one right there. So we're getting some tomatoes starting to come in. This is the first one. I don't want to go too far because I still have the alarm on. Did you show everybody the sweet potatoes here? All right, alarm's unhooked, guys. I see a tomato here I wanted to show y'all. Ah, nice, beautiful tomato. I tell you what, when these things start turning, it seems like they turn quick. All right, as long as these sweet potatoes keep rolling on, we'll be good. Sammy said that my microphone was picking up me eating tomatoes and breathing. He said, Dad, you must got a real sensitive microphone. Every time I see you breathe, I see it jumping. So we moved it on down here, so hopefully y'all don't have to put up with that too much. And let's get the bush hog back in shed unhooked. Sammy remind me to show that coupler on that bush hog because I had a subscriber ask me about it. We'll get it unhooked and we'll look at the Hastings. I was gonna show you guys something. Ellie, what are you doing? Somebody asked me in the comments what this piece was on the back of the tractor. And it's here's the end of the dry shaft of the bush hog. This is an overrunning clutch. And from one of the subscribers, I think, commented back on there that it's a live PTO, and the foam all is not a live PTO. And what it does, basically, if you don't have that on there and you step in on the clutch, it keeps pushing your tractor forward. But with that on there, it doesn't push your tractor forward. That thing starts slipping, which it's supposed to start slipping. It starts slipping, and it allows you to stop the tractor or what have you. So you need that on tractors that don't have the live PTO on it. So got that unhooked. We're going to tell you what, we'll ride the back of Will's truck to the Hastings field, and we hadn't rode the back of a truck in a long time, so we'll do that and I'll show you that. So guys, you remember the day when we used to ride the back of trucks all the time? I thought I'd take us on a truck ride. All right guys, Sammy, get on in here. Mighty Hastings. So now the reason why there's this Hastings, the reason why this Hastings didn't blow like the Jimmy Red did. One stalk, one stalk, one stalk, one stalk, one stalk, one stalk, so on and so forth. And we're a whole lot bigger stalk. I mean, down at the base there, it's that big around. So, man, this is corn too, guys. This is this rain hit it at a perfect time. I mean, it's starting to tassel. I'll be glad to see a few ears. I don't see no ears yet. Last year, that concerns me a little bit, just because last year I had some that were big, beautiful stalks, but they didn't have no ears. Right there's one coming up. There's the ear. There's the ear on that. And this is probably a little early yet to have ears on them, but they're starting to come on slowly. But gigantic corn. So, what have we learned today? Let me move this. Let's move that leaf out of Sam's way. We clear now, Sam? There you go. You figured it out?
Okay.
Oh, we're clear now?
Yes.
All right. So here's the Hastings. It made it, partly because, like I said, it's not as thick as the Jimmy Red. We're going to try to get going on the garden tomorrow to get the racetrack garden flat. We're going to the Outer Banks. We get back. It's going to be a close call between the Outer Banks and sweet corn. I'm going to check it today. I should have checked it while it was on camera. Matter of fact, let's check it when we get back to the house. You know, guys, I was getting ready to say goodbye at the Hastings, and I said, you know what, I need to show them the Silver Queen. So before we go to the Silver Queen, oh look guys, a graph. I just seen this. Honest to goodness, this is the first time I've seen this. I did not notice this. So what do we think? Wind or a deer? Oh man, my glasses out here. I don't know. That's terrible. Well, I hope it wasn't a deer. I mean, I'm seriously hoping it was the wind. There's a little bit of that grass still on there. So maybe it'll stay. I guess it could have been the wind, because that same wind that knocked that corn down may have done this. Let's just hope it wasn't a deer, because outside of putting a fence around it, I don't know what we could have done. But, oh man, that's well, that's why we did 4 grass. We were hoping 2 out of the 4. We're 3 and 1 now, so let's just hope and pray nothing else happens. Let's go look at sweet corn. All right, guys, so what we're gonna have over here, if y'all remember, I replanted this. This one feels like it's getting close. So y'all see that brown silk on there. So we got some kind of browning up here. This thing's got 2 nice ears on it. This one's kind of browning up a little bit. We're gonna have to check this one out. Oh man, guys. Got a worm in the top, but I don't care about that. That's a pretty piece of corn. A little bit of struggling right in here, but perfectly sweet. This is going back to the house with me. So here's the problem. Is that going to be the case all the way down? I don't know. Let's look at it a little more here. Here's a pretty brown one right there. That's probably ready. That's probably close to ready. That one's ready. That one's ready. But here's some of the young. So here's what we got going on. This one's more than likely ready. And this 2 right here is older. June bug. It's older from when I replanted it, and that's not quite ready. So I'm looking out through there, and I'm seeing quite a bit of brown heads on here. You know, guys, this is something I don't. Now this from here down. These right here, just about all of it was replants. It wasn't very many what I call original planting in here. And you can see two good ears to the stalk there. So these has got a little bit of time, but there is some in here that's ready. And it probably would be worth me walking through here tonight and seeing if we can get that stuff that's ready off. Let's go confer with Lino. We might be doing a little bit of corn tonight, and just see what we can do. I had to get me a couple more bites of corn. What was I saying? Oh, we're gonna go check with Lino, see what we're gonna do. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I've always tried to film just a certain, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna film, and that's it. But I thought I'm still gonna do that. Still gonna film those things like that. Somebody's calling me. It's JL. JL, thank you. I'll get with you later. I'll make sure he watches that video. It's a buddy of mine I work with. I thought I would try to incorporate more of the what I call the little things that I do. Unhooking the bush hog, washing it off, kind of you get a better feel for what goes on, not just making up rolls, cultivating, you know, and all that's great too, but there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on that we do that I don't hardly ever show. So I just was trying to start showing some more of that too. But anyway, God bless you. Thank you for watching again, guys. Remember to check out the hats and t-shirts. The link will be in the description. You'll see little pop-ups on the video, so check them out. We appreciate it. We'll see you.